All right, good morning, folks. Let's take a look at our major market areas from yesterday. We are down just a little bit today, 0.2 of a percentage point, but after a massive day yesterday, that is okay. Let's take a look at yesterday, right? And so we've been talking about a couple of key levels here on our minis. Of course, we have this area at 43.50. 43.50 2 days ago acted as a major support, right? So major support here. Let me switch to my pointer here. There we go. Acted as a major support and we rallied off of it. Yesterday, we rallied from essentially 43.90 all the way up to 44.60. And what did we do? We talked about this yesterday. We talked about how big of a deal this area was. And what have we done already today? We've bounced off of the 200 simple moving average. So when you see enough of these, you have to wonder, is it truly trader psychology, or is there something legitimate to be said about drawing levels on charts, right? Anyways, so right now we want to see us close through this area, this 44.75, we'll call it. We want to see it close through 44.75. If we do, we see 44.90, but really 45.50 is a huge level. We see 45.50 as a major level throughout 1 day, 2 day, 3 day, right in the middle of these. And so those are going to be our levels on the support side, right? Obviously, this 200 simple moving average has already acted as support here. So let's call that 44.50. 44.50 falls, 43.50 is my next number. And then, of course, this 42.60, we'll just call that 42.60. So these are the numbers that I'm really watching today to kind of see what happens. It would not surprise me if we continue to just bounce in these areas, right? A lot of volatility, bouncing, essentially 200, 250 points here in our minis. So that's really what I'm watching for today there. Kind of the same thing in now Russell, the Russell's obviously been interestingly a leader a little bit, and everything else has tended to follow behind. We did have this 20% decrease here in the NASDAQ, 18.26% decrease. Again, massive days here in these securities. And so these are worth continuing to watch. All of the securities are down about the same, 0.15 to 0.2% this morning. So nothing out of the ordinary there. UVXY, let's take this off. Let's just go one day, 4 hour. All right, so we did see pretty big spike into the 1850s. We are down all the way almost to 14. So again, a lot of volatility represented by UVXY and VXX and the VIX. Essentially even right now from where we closed yesterday, up about 10 cents. Not really worth anything. On the personal level, we will go to some of our positions here in UVXY quite quickly. Of course, I'll roll these. These are part of a long-dated diagonal. But these are the ones that I'm really watching. I don't know that we're going to get to 12. We're going to need to see quite a lot of VIX crush. We're going to get rid of FUBU here, which is down just a hair. So VIX crush, 32. I mean, if we get down to 20, then maybe I'd have to do the math real quick. I don't know that I necessarily see us crushing vol rather, but as recently as last Thursday, we were just under 20. So it's certainly a possibility, certainly something that we can continue to watch for. Okay, VIX, gold is well off of its couple of month high, right? So this is in November, essentially 3 months to the day, right? 215, 1115, all the way back into the middle of 2021. You can see just a lot of bouncing here in gold, a lot of the same levels, but essentially gold even over the last couple of months. And so that's certainly worth watching. Okay. We'll watch this to see what happens for the day. I anticipate we'll be able to watch this advancing issues versus declining issues. Let me pop back out real quick to see if there's anything else that I want to talk through. I do wonder if XBI has bottomed. I would love to see XBI having bottomed after. Oh, that's quite too long. It went even all the way through much of my previous support zones that I had listed. And so I'm going to need to go all the way back, early into the pandemic to begin finding some support zones that I think are worth us looking through. But fascinating, all of 2019 and into early 2020, we were essentially even. We just had a ton of volatility, right? But XBI is now, we're right at a year. We're right at a year from that high, a little over a year. And we've seen almost a 50% decline in this particular index. I would love to see it having bottomed, though. Interestingly, let's go through and let's take a look at our post-pandemic low, or our pandemic low. 420, nope, right here. Okay, so it is 62. So there are a couple more supports down that I'll likely draw here on our XBI chart. Again, we trade XBI quite regularly. Okay, that's really what I'm interested in and kind of the levels I'm watching on the minis, as well as some of the other securities that I'm watching. Yesterday, we did get into a CCL position, so Carnival. We'll be looking to just do our position there. On the other side, I'll begin looking to see if there are securities that I want to begin selling some puts on for next Friday's expiration. We're right at that kind of sweet spot of 9 to 10 days out that I like to begin looking. It doesn't necessarily mean I'm going to do anything, but I am going to begin looking. Okay, that's where we're at. If you have any questions, reach out to me. Otherwise, happy trading today. Good luck.